What is the largest organ in the human body? Skin. How many chambers does the human heart have? Four. Which blood cells fight infections? White blood cells. Where does digestion begin? Mouth. Which bone protects the brain? Skull. What is the main function of the lungs? Exchange gases. Which organ filters blood to produce urine? Kidneys. What is the hardest substance in the human body? Enamel. How many pairs of ribs do humans have? Twelve. Which muscle is known as the strongest by weight? Jaw. Masseter. What part of the eye controls how much light enters? Pupil. Which vitamin is produced in the skin when exposed to sunlight? Vitamin D. What connects muscles to bones? Tendons. Which organ produces bile? Liver. How many bones does an adult human body have? (206). Which part of the brain controls balance? Cerebellum. What blood type is known as the universal donor? O negative. Which system includes the skin, hair, and nails? Integumentary. What is the main function of red blood cells? Carry oxygen. Where is the femur located? Leg. What type of joint is found in the shoulder? Ball and socket. Which organ regulates blood sugar? Pancreas. Which part of the ear helps with balance? Semicircular canals. Which blood vessels carry blood away from the heart? Arteries. Which organ detoxifies harmful substances in the body? Liver. Which part of the nervous system controls voluntary actions? Somatic. What is the smallest bone in the human body? Stapes. Ear. What type of blood circulation goes from the heart to the lungs? Pulmonary. Where is the thyroid gland located? Neck. Which part of the digestive system absorbs most nutrients? Small intestine. What gives blood its red color? Hemoglobin. Which organ stores bile? Gallbladder. Which system includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves? Nervous. Which organ is called the powerhouse of the cell? Mitochondria. Which organ breaks down alcohol in the body? Liver. What is the largest artery in the human body? Aorta. Which muscle is responsible for breathing? Diaphragm. Which organ is responsible for producing insulin? Pancreas. Which blood cells help in clotting? Platelets. What is the average resting heartbeat for adults? 60 to 100 BPM. Which organ removes old red blood cells? Spleen. What is the main function of the large intestine? Absorb water. Which organ stores and releases glucose as needed? Liver. Which blood type is the universal recipient? AB+. Which organ system produces hormones? Endocrine. What is the longest bone in the human body? Femur. Which type of muscle is involuntary and found in organs? Smooth. Where are alveoli located? Lungs. Which organ produces digestive enzymes and insulin? Pancreas. Which part of the brain controls breathing and heartbeat? Medulla oblongata.